Hello, this is Brian with Transparency and Merit, dealing with the morally superior. Throughout history, the morally superior has always believed at some point in shutting down debate and discussion. It used to be the right that was censorious. They wanted to suppress information. Now it is the left that wants to do it. And by the way, I'm open to anyone that believes that I'm incorrect or that I am wrong to please correct me. This is Transparency and Merit. And if I am wrong on something, I will absolutely go back and say, you know what, I'm going to change direction on this because the facts don't support that. But for now, what I'm observing is that the facts that I'm seeing now is that basically the left wants to suppress information. It used to be the left that was intellectual. Boy, my hat, I gotta straightening my hat here. Oop. Sorry about that. Oop. There we go. I kind of want it to be kind of straight. I don't want it, tilted to the side or anything like that. Sorry, I was fiddling with my clothes. Okay, so it seems today like the left wants to suppress information and wants to stifle, and they don't want to debate you. If you know any of these, have any of these leftist friends, and I'm not even saying liberals, I'm saying leftist. If you know any of them, like if you have them on Facebook, you try to engage them, they will threaten to block you. They will, and if you meet them in person, there are certain subjects they will not discuss with you. And if you're so-called lucky enough to have a discussion with them, they will absolutely set the parameters of the debate where there are certain subjects you can't even discuss. So I guess to a degree, you're going to have to kind of, to deal with them, for me, as kind of a Stoic, is not to deal with them because they don't want to deal with you. And I have to continually kind of remind myself of that. Because I'm often trying to engage, and I know that it's a mistake. And often when I engage, it's to really my anger has gotten the better of me, and that's not what I should do with these individuals. To a degree, I have to come. If I'm going to come at them, I'm going to maybe try a more diplomatic approach, but they're still kind of brainwashed. So anything that you say that goes against their narrative, they're gonna shut down. And they're not intellectual, they're emotional. And I've heard that conservatives also come from an emotional place too. And then the intellectual information comes later. That's probably true. But right now, conservatives I believe that they have the information on their side. The brainwashing has gone on for years, by the way, particularly in the matter of civil rights. I mean, for me, it started with the mini-series Roots, which most people don't know that it was plagiarized. And not all of it, but a great deal of it. Now, I have Piston Pilot, who goes by, he goes by many different aliases, and he's always kind of knocking my appearance. I do appreciate him. I've turned my Skype off for today. Actually, I'll get into things with Howard later. He's an interesting person. There are things about him that I don't like, but there are things he is very intelligent, and he is a master thinker. Well, I thank you for that, Howard. But I want to get back to how to deal with the morally superior. Basically, at this point, you don't, particularly the morally superior leftist. There are also people who are morally superior, I guess you would say, on the far right. They're not in power. It is the left that is in power. And in a lot of ways, you just don't. You kind of work around them. And I think the best way is to deal with them is kind of like kind of not to. And not necessarily to avoid. I mean, like, if you have to deal with them, you don't talk politics with them because they won't get it. I'm like, if they're, like, you might have a boss or a supervisor. Your company might be giving you sensitive training or bias training. If you risk speaking out, you could be a target. I guess the best thing you can do with those who believe that they're morally superior is to point them out. Is basically to point them out and kind of show others what they are. It's getting harder and harder to do because the left controls not only the media, but they control the internet as well. They control a lot of the information that is out there. So the truth is, you're going to be marginalized because this kind of cult is this brainwash cult does have a lot of power, and it has a lot of reach. And like I said, they're coming from a place of moral superiority. So for them, the ends justify the means. So there are subjects that you cannot talk about. You're not allowed to even debate. They will shut down discussions. Like if you go to a college campus, if you go on the street, they will get violent. So to a degree, you are up against it. The one thing, I guess the best way to deal with it is to show a contrast. To show that you're the rational person and they're the irrational person. That's just my opinion as of now. If anyone has any better ideas, let me know, because I feel like the United States is up against it. And I feel like not only the United States, but the whole Western world is kind of up against it by leftists who believe themselves to be morally superior. And these, many of these people are completely fanatical, and they believe that the ends justify the means. So getting violent, shutting, like having terms like on places that are open platforms, changing the terms of service and being very underhanded. All of that is the ends justifying the means. So there will be alternatives out there for you that are different than YouTube and that are different than Facebook. Because again, there are people in these companies, and some of them are even ahead of them, that believe, hey, their beliefs are morally superior. And if you speak out in a certain way, they will absolutely strive to shut you down. And I'm not sure how many people are brainwashed, or how many people realize what they're up against. I'm not really sure on that. And how vindictive and how devious some of these people are. So that's just my opinion as of now. I'm going to end the show kind of quick because I do have to get to work. But just wanted to give a shout out there. Hey, if you like the show, like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Even Howard, sometimes he likes it better when I'm by myself. Although he may be maybe a little angry at me, I don't know. But give a thumbs up if you like it, and leave a comment down below if you think I missed anything or if I'm misguided. I'm open to debate and open discussion. Like I said, anyway, thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.